Jeffrey Dahmer, the most sick killer in America, and Tracy Edwards' chilling testimony. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we take you into the terrifying world of one of America's most notorious criminals, Jeffrey Dahmer. But this isn't just another retelling of his crimes. This is the first-hand account from the only man who got away. July 22nd, 1991. A quiet summer evening in Milwaukee suddenly spiraled into a life-or-death nightmare for Tracy Edwards, a 32-year-old man who thought he was going to earn a quick $100 modeling for a stranger. Instead, he found himself handcuffed, held at knife point, and staring death in the face inside Dahmer's apartment of horrors. What happened inside those walls is chilling, but what Tracy did next didn't just save his life. It brought down a monster. In this video, we revisit the final hours before Jeffrey Dahmer's arrest, through the eyes of the man who survived him. Let's get into it. It was just another summer evening in downtown Milwaukee when Tracy Edwards, 32, and a couple of his friends met a stranger named Jeff. The man claimed he was new in town from Chicago, caring for a sick grandmother. He seemed friendly, unthreatening, maybe even a little charming. He also had a proposition. He was a photographer, he said, and he would pay them $100 for some nude modeling shots. To Tracy, who had just started working again and needed money, the offer seemed worth considering. They talked casually, walked to a nearby liquor store, and bought some beer and rum. Eventually, Tracy was the only one who got into a cab with Jeff. They were supposed to meet up with the others later, but that never happened. From there, things took a dark turn, one that Tracy never could have predicted. Walking into the trap. They arrived at Jeff's apartment through the back alley. He told Tracy it was safer that way, less trouble. Once inside, the first thing Tracy noticed was the overwhelming stench. Jeff brushed it off, saying a pipe had burst and that the landlord was slow to fix it. Tracy, who had worked construction, believed it. He also noticed boxes of acid near the entrance, which Jeff said were for cleaning bricks. That too seemed odd, but not alarming. As Tracy looked around, he noted a normal-looking apartment. Fish tank, black lamp, TV, couch. Nothing immediately out of place. But then, Jeff offered him a drink, a mix of rum and Coke, and began talking again about the modeling. He wasn't pushy, just casual. They sat side by side on the couch, chatting. Then something shifted. The sudden attack. Out of nowhere, as Tracy turned his head to look at the fish tank, he felt cold metal on his wrist and the sharp pressure of a knife. Jeff had handcuffed one of Tracy's arms and was pressing a large blade into his ribcage. The transformation was immediate. Gone was the charming man from earlier. In his place stood someone Tracy no longer recognized, someone frightening and unhinged. Tracy tried to remain calm. He asked Jeff what was happening, why he was doing this. Jeff responded chillingly. If Tracy didn't do what he was told, he would be killed. At that moment, Tracy realized this wasn't about photos. This was about survival. Inside the apartment of terror, Jeff led Tracy into the bedroom, still holding the knife and handcuff. Inside was a massive blue barrel, 50 or 60 gallons, along with a stained bed and a TV playing The Exorcist III. Tracy was forced to sit on the bed. The atmosphere was oppressive. Jeff started talking about abandonment, how people always left him. Then he would suddenly shift, chanting under his breath, rocking back and forth, completely immersed in the movie playing behind them. Tracy sat motionless, playing along, pretending to be Jeff's friend, hoping to de-escalate the situation. At one point, Jeff told him to lie face down and put both hands behind his back. Tracy obeyed partially, laying on his side instead. That small decision may have saved his life. Then, Jeff did something horrifying. He laid across Tracy's chest and said he was listening to his heartbeat. A moment later, he whispered, "I'm going to eat your heart." Moments of terror, flashes of hope. Despite the fear, Tracy stayed calm. He asked to use the bathroom. Jeff let him go but stood behind him the entire time. Tracy knew he couldn't try to escape yet. He needed a real chance. Back in the living room, he convinced Jeff to let him sit near the front for air conditioning. He undid his shirt, trying to appear non-threatening. Jeff continued his bizarre behavior, chanting, zoning out. Tracy seized the moment. He asked for another beer. As Jeff turned to get it, distracted, Tracy saw his opportunity. He punched Jeff in the face, hard, and ran, out the door, down the hall, and into the street. The escape that brought down a serial killer. Half naked and still handcuffed, Tracy flagged down 2 Milwaukee police officers. He told them a freak had tried to kill him and that they needed to go back to the apartment right away. At first, the officers were skeptical, but when they entered Jeff's apartment, everything changed. The smell was worse than they imagined. Inside the fridge, they found severed human heads. In the bedroom, that massive barrel contained decomposing body parts. There were photos, dozens of them, showing corpses in various stages of dismemberment. It was a house of horrors. Jeffrey Dahmer was arrested that night. Thanks to Tracy's courage and composure, the killing spree finally came to an end. The chilling aftermath, what Tracy Edwards revealed in his testimony, would shake the courtroom and the nation. His detailed account showed not just the horror of one night, but offered a window into the terrifying double life Dahmer had been living. Jeffrey Dahmer would go on to confess to killing 17 young men and boys. He kept trophies, skulls, hearts, genitalia, and often photographed his victims post-mortem. His crimes included cannibalism, necrophilia, and horrific forms of dismemberment. And yet, to many who met him in daily life, he seemed like a quiet, harmless man. Tracy was different. He lived to tell the story, and by doing so, he gave voice to the voiceless victims who never had the chance. And so, what started as a casual encounter in a mall ended up exposing one of the most horrifying serial killers in American history. Tracy Edwards didn't just survive. He became the key to unlocking this terrifying truth about Jeffrey Dahmer. His calm under pressure, his instincts, and his courage quite literally saved his own life, and perhaps many others. But even after Dahmer's arrest, questions lingered. How many lives could have been saved if authorities had acted sooner? How did such evil go undetected for so long? Tracy's testimony wasn't just about what happened to him. It was a voice for the voiceless, for those whose stories ended in that apartment. If this story shook you as much as it shook us, don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more true crime stories that deserve to be heard. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and stay safe.